Once a top wrestler gets injured, jumps ship, or leaves for undisclosed reasons, WWE often tries to replace them on the card with someone similar in appearance or style. This strategy might seem logical, as they would want to cash in on what works. Rinse and repeat if you want, but it often backfires, leading to disappointing results. Here are 10 WWE wrestling successes that were total flops.
Professional wrestling is my life!
1. Tom McGee as the next Hulk Hogan. In 1986, during WWE television tapings, Bret Hart faced a newcomer named Tom McGee. On the surface, this seemed like a typical enhancement talent match, but Hart made McGee look incredible. Afterward, Vince McMahon thought he'd found the next Hulk Hogan, and McGee was pushed into various spotlight matches. However, it quickly became clear that McGee couldn't replicate that success against other opponents. His lack of charisma and ring psychology became evident, and his subsequent matches failed to impress. This shows the importance of recognizing talent's true capabilities, and a classic example of how the hype can blind management to reality. It is also a testament to good Bret Hart was in the ring, proving he could have a good match with anyone. 2. Mordecai as the next Undertaker. Mordecai, introduced in 2004, aimed to be the anti-Undertaker, with a gimmick designed to bring a moralistic approach to WWE storytelling. However, the gimmick failed to gain traction, and fans never connected with him as WWE hoped. The comparisons to The Undertaker were inevitable, but Mordecai lacked the depth and backstory that made the Deadman an enduring character. The planned feud between them never materialized, and Mordecai's character was quickly discarded, demonstrating that not all character concepts are destined for success, especially when they rely too heavily on comparisons. 3. The Great Khali as the next Big Show. When the 7-foot-tall Great Khali debuted in 2006, WWE was desperate to fill the void left by the Big Show. Initially, Khali had a strong debut by defeating top stars like The Undertaker and even winning the World Heavyweight Championship. However, fans quickly realized that his in-ring skills were lacking. His matches were often painfully slow and filled with awkward spots. After a string of underwhelming performances, WWE pivoted to turn him into a comedic character, showing that WWE struggled to find a viable replacement for a multi-dimensional performer like The Big Show. 4. Sin Cara as the next Rey Mysterio. Wrestling as Sin Cara was a massive signing for WWE in 2011, celebrated with a grand press conference. They envisioned him as the next Rey Mysterio, a luchador with an incredible aerial style. However, his debut was marred by botched moves and miscommunication, primarily due to his limited English skills and the weird blue lighting during matches. Despite being given high-profile opportunities, including matches against top talents like Daniel Bryan, Sin Cara's inconsistent performances led to a series of injuries and suspensions. He was ultimately released in 2014, illustrating that hype doesn't always translate into success. 5. Lex Luger as the next Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan left for WCW in 1993, WWE panicked and turned Lex Luger into an all-American hero. The Lex Express campaign aimed to elevate him, culminating in a high-profile match against Yokozuna at SummerSlam. However, fans had already shifted their allegiance to Bret Hart, who resonated more with the audience. 6. Mason Ryan as the next Batista. In January 2011, Mason Ryan debuted with a striking resemblance to Batista, and the comparison was immediate. His initial debut alongside CM Punk in the New Nexus created buzz, but fans quickly became disillusioned. Although he had a strong look, Ryan lacked the mic skills and charisma that made Batista a fan favorite. His in-ring work was average, and he struggled to establish himself as a legitimate contender. Despite WWE's best efforts to book him strongly, fans simply didn't connect with him, leading to his eventual dismissal from the company. 7. Sid as the next Diesel. WWE's attempt to pair Psycho Sid with Shawn Michaels was reminiscent of the Diesel-Michaels connection, but it never resonated with fans. Despite being a big name, Sid lacked the nuanced chemistry that made Diesel and Shawn's partnership work. WWE's effort to recreate that magic led to some of the worst matches of this era, with Sid often coming off as a poor imitation rather than a legitimate main eventer. Sid's brief title reign did little to elevate his status, and after losing to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 13, he faded from prominence. This serves as a reminder that chemistry in wrestling can't be manufactured, 8. Sheniqua as the next China debuting. In 2003, Sheniqua was heavily compared to China, but she couldn't fill the void left by the groundbreaking star. Despite her impressive physicality and strong start, the character quickly fell into repetitive storytelling. The comparisons to China proved detrimental, as fans were reminded of the original rather than embracing Sheniqua as a unique talent. After a year, WWE dropped the character and released her, showing that cloning success stories often leads to short-lived gimmicks without proper development. 9. Gangrel and Kevin Thorne. In WWE history, only a couple of superstars have successfully portrayed vampire characters. Gangrel, who debuted during the Attitude Era, achieved moderate success with his dark and charismatic persona. Conversely, Kevin Thorne, introduced in the revamped ECW, struggled to find his footing despite having a cool look. Originally, Thorne was supposed to team with Gangrel, and the synergy between them could have brought the vampire gimmick to new heights. However, Thorne's run fell flat, demonstrating how hard it is to replicate the allure of a successful character. 10. Ryback as the next Goldberg. When former Skip Sheffield was rebranded as Ryback in 2012, fans couldn't help but notice the similarities to Goldberg, particularly in how both were booked. Ryback's unbeaten streak of 38 matches before losing to CM Punk mirrored Goldberg's rise in WCW, which led to incessant Goldberg chants during his matches. As WWE leaned into this comparison, they even modified Ryback's attire to resemble Goldberg's iconic look. Despite winning the Intercontinental Championship and being positioned in major storylines, Ryback's character felt one-dimensional, and fans didn't connect with him. His reliance on a past formula ultimately led to disappointment. Well, there you have it, 10 failed duplicate wrestlers in WWE. While some managed to put their uniquer spin on legendary gimmicks, others struggled to find their footing. What do you think? Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned for more wrestling content.